Welcome back to another installment of Married at First Sight. At first sight, everybody, I've been gone for a while. I was out of town. Then they first they missed the week, and then I was out of town for the week. They came back, and here we are. Hit the like and subscribe button as the intro plays. All right, so we're not going to go through every freaking scene. That's a 2-hour show. We'd be here all night. We're just going to talk about these couples. We're going to get into these couples and, my little tidbits of what I think. So first up, let's talk about Carla and Juan show. You know what? I originally didn't think they had any chemistry at all. They actually do. They have a little bit of chemistry, just a little bit. And I actually thought that Juan was going to be this egomaniac, rico suave, and he's actually a big goofball. And I thought that Carla was going to be a space cadet. She kind of is, but I'm not going to hold that against her the way the rest of the world is. The rest of the world just seems like she is just out of her mind because she says money is energy. I agree with her. Money is energy. Money is an energy source of getting things done. If you don't know that, then you need to read a few books on money and attracting money to you. But I guess a lot of you just can't think like that. So I get it. I'm always a little bit out here while everybody's a little bit back there and thinking. But then, whatever. Y'all are woke, so whatever.
Ain't nobody asked you nothing. You sound like you bourgeois anyway.
But money is an energy source, and if you believe that, that is why she doesn't stress about money, because she knows money will come to her. But everybody's pegging her as this gold digger who just wants to be taken care of. And is she wrong? Because most people, even men, want to be taken care of on some level. It's just society has told men that you can't be taken care of, and society's told black women you can't be taken care of. Society's told white women, yeah, you can be taken care of. Yeah, you can. But even now, in the age that we're in, 2024, it's so expensive out there. A lot of people are like, we moving back home with our mamas, like David. Okay, so why are we giving Carla a hard time for wanting to be taken care of? Why is she getting the gold digger space cadet edit for wanting what everybody wants, to stay at home and be a mom? Everybody wants to stay at home. That's why remote work works so well. And that's why everybody's going back to the office kicking and screaming, because we want to stay at home. Now, Carla does make money, unlike Juan's father. What do you do for money? Carla makes money. She has 3 jobs. She's an entrepreneur. She's a Pilates instructor. And if y'all know anything, Pilates is quite pricey. And the yoga business is a lucrative business for people who want to do what they love. Yoga and Pilates, if you want to do what you love, you can make money doing it. So leave Carla alone. I forgot what her other 2 jobs were. She said she had 2 others. So they have chemistry. They went canoeing. Juan fell in the water, and because Carla does Pilates, she managed to jump up out that boat and not get wet. But then they proceeded to go back in, and they had a good time. And Juan likes that Carla has a calm, even-keeled spirit, and he hopes she continues. But if I know anything about TV production, since she's a Latina, they might try to paint her as spicy, the way they paint black women as sassy. Oh, I hate that so much. I hate that trope. Anyhow, let's move on to the snooze fest of the season. Who do you think I'm talking about?
Pretty Ricky, what they called.
They both, one has a big, big smile, and one has a big, big frown smile. You guessed it. Camille and Thomas. They are a cure for insomnia. But that doesn't mean that they won't work. They both are equally boring. So they may be equally yoked because they're boring. They have no pizzazz, no oomph. Although I did see Camille, and as they were walking out as the couple's going to the boat, she was doing this. So maybe she has some life in her. But they go kayaking in the ocean, and Camille takes the front seat and says, "How do we do this? Are we in sync when we paddle?" And so, yes, you are supposed to be in sync when you paddle. However, she said she wanted, ideally her man to lead. I don't understand it, y'all. I don't understand it. I mean, I know a lot of you are following this biblical stuff about the man as the leader and the head of the household and blah, 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 and all that stuff. And that's fine if that's where you want to stay in life, if that's where your consciousness can go to. But imagine being 37 years old, 40 years old, 45 years old, just getting married. You've been paying your bills, you're going to work every day, you've been progressing in work, and you've been taking care of all your responsibilities. You've even been you're a woman. You've even been taking out the trash. You've been doing all this stuff. And so now, I got me a man now. He's my leader. Yeah, that's what I've always wanted, a leader. Is that what you really want, or you just want somebody to take on some of the responsibilities that you've been doing? I mean, say that if that's the case, because I can't imagine someone who's been handling themselves can all of a sudden say, I have a husband now, and he's my leader. How does that sound to you guys? Maybe I'm just too progressive. Maybe I'm too independent. Maybe I'm just like my mother. She's never satisfied. Maybe I'm just like my father. I don't know. But I just don't see it. Now, mind you, I'm not the type who's going to be like, oh, I'm this, I'm that. But I feel like as a couple, when you get to a certain age, just in general, we should be doing for each other, helping out each other, being each other's helpmates, not one being the leader and one being the follower. But if that's what you want to do, then set yourself off. Go ahead. But Camille, and it still stands that Camille and Thomas are boring. There we go. There's nothing really to talk about them. So let's go on to MM and Ikeji. Ike. I still say it. There's no chemistry. They can be vibing as all the other couples seem to think. They may be fooling them. They're not fooling me. Ikeji is not into MM at all. At all. And MM is doing everything to prove that she's worthy of love, like setting up this breakfast for him. And he's like, you did all this, whatever. And, he made it. I noticed he made a dig about her not having enough bacon. He's a vegan. A vegan and a pork eater, not going to work. A vegan and a pescatarian, possibly. But a vegan and a pork eater, do y'all know how people think about pork? They think it's the most unclean animal. The people who are like really strict about food. So he don't want to kiss those lips. And everybody thinks that they're in such a great place. He don't like her.
Okay, I don't like you anyway, and you know that.
He thinks he's better than her. As she smiles in his face, looking up, he's like, I can read his mind. He's like, get out my face with those lashes. Get out my face with those teeth. She has good skin though, so that's a good thing. And she said she was a tomboy, and he called her the homie. He told the guys when they were out having a mezcal tasting that she was the homie. I would pack my bags and move to a room so fast. Notice I didn't say I would go back home. No, we're going to continue this vacation. Like who? Like David. David said, you know what? Michelle might not be feeling me. Michelle don't like that I live with my mama in the basement. Michelle doesn't even know what else I have in store for her. But you know what? One thing I'm going to do is work out, clear my head, and go to the beach. She don't want to join me. I'm going to go. He's like me. I live by the motto of one monkey don't stop no show. And those of you get offended by the monkey references for people, I don't know what to do. Y'all just dumb. One monkey don't stop no show. I'm going to proceed and have a good time regardless of who I'm with. So David and Michelle are still having this tug of war of, I don't like you. I need my space. You are eating tacos late at night in the middle of the night. You work out early in the morning. You smoke. You live in a basement. You're loud. You're brash. You look like Maui. You look like a Samoan wrestler.
Then we got Alpha and Secret. Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying?
It's not gonna work, and I really don't want them. I wish she would throw in a towel. One of them would throw in a towel, or I wish that swap would happen, because I think the swap is going to happen between David and Madison, who met up at the gym. And I think they will work because they have a common bond, the gym. They're both gym rats. And Madison doesn't like her man, Allan. She's trying a little bit, but she's grilling him. But David divulged to Madison at the gym that he had been in a relationship, on and off relationship for 12 years. And he professed his love by getting his ex's name tatted on his chest.
You are done out here.
Like, who does that with someone who makes bad decisions? I mean, we all make bad decisions, but a tattoo is a permanent bad decision. I mean, you can tattoo over it and cover it up, but you're still going to see that imprint, I'm guessing. So David doesn't make that great of decisions, and his beard is a little bit too thick. But and that ponytail isn't a good decision, and the smoking isn't a good decision. It's counterintuitive to the working out, but hey. And Michelle don't like him. Michelle doesn't make great decisions either with her makeup.
You're not that cute. And your hair is uneven. You look dusty.
I know that was a dig at her skin. Her skin is uneven. And she's playing on high post like she's in this totally different tax bracket career-wise than David. And she just can't get over it. She was talking to her sister, and her sister knows her. Her sister's like, you just can't even at least try to be his friend. So she knows this is her pattern. She hadn't been in a relationship in 6 years. But, you know, people fault people from not having been in relationships for a long time. I've been in a relationship for a long time. I mean, I fault you more for going in and out of relationships. So there's that. But at the same time, it says a lot about Michelle. She's nitpicky. She's a nitpicker, clearly. And she's a self-sabotager because she says she wants love, but she wants something that's not necessarily there for her. And that's why she's on Married at First Sight, to let the experts pick for her. But she didn't come in, as Akeji said, with no expectations. She came in with the expectations of her light-skinned black man, and she got a Samoan.
It came down to the Tonga kid.
Which is, you know, light-skinned adjacent black man. You know, you remember the Jets? They seem like black people. So, hey. But they all went on a boat ride, and everybody was chilling. And Michelle said, you know, I just want to keep it light. David still kind of pressed on a little bit. She said, I just want to keep it light. Let's just keep it light. So, they kept it light. And, you know, they were all jumping off the slide, having a good time, and she's in her head, and, you know, whatever. She wanted to go home. Production had to come over. Let her go home. I'm tired of her. Just let the swap happen and go from there, because I'm tired of seeing her. She's a sourpuss. So anyhow, I was watching the after show, which I rarely watch, and Keisha Knight Pulliam asked Carla if, you know, being a pretty girl, if people often, you know, thought that she wanted to be taken care of, and she looked around like, I'm pretty? I don't think Carla's that pretty. She kind of looks like a wolf to me. And a mixture of a Timu version of Ava Mendez mixed with Ava Longoria. She just seems, I mean, I'm no knock to her, because she's actually starting to be one of my favorites so far. And I know a lot of people don't like her because she's all space cadet-y, moon child, Venus loving, you know, sun worshiping, metaphysical girl that people don't understand. But I like Carla. I think she's going with the flow. So anyhow, but Madison and Allan, she doesn't like him either, but she says she's trying, because she's used to a pretty boy. And I find that hard to believe. Like, Madison, you may have a decent body, but neck up, you need a checkup. And that weave you wear is horrible. But, you know, that's what they say she's used to. And Allan's not it. And she keeps saying to Allan, won't you be yourself? Won't you just be yourself? Stand up for yourself. You know, do you. Take care of you. And I'm thinking, in the last 4 days, has he shown that he doesn't stand up for himself? He just, you know, I feel like he's very self-actualized. I feel like Allan is goofy and knows it and quirky and appreciates himself. I don't feel like he's a pushover the way you're trying to play him to be, Madison. But I really think this swap is going to be Madison and David. But how's that going to work? Oh, and something else that I found out on the after show. David owned a bar. So let's not make it seem like he's this loser, although we don't know what he does. But he owned a bar at one point. So he's an entrepreneurial person. He may not be your corporate guy, no, and he may be working the second shift, but he might have multiple gigs. So let's not discount him like y'all did Steve Moy, the vagabond from the Boston season, who now has a baby on the way, but that's another story. So, drop into the comments and tell me what you think. Do you think Michelle is in the wrong for the way she's treating David? Do you think Madison and David will be the ones that are going to swap? Like and subscribe and tell me what you think. Peace.